I'm Meldon, and I'm teaching beginners how to play guitar. So welcome to my YouTube channel, first of all. I want to start with, well, what you need to play guitar. So there are a few things that you kind of need, and then there are different things that you're gonna want. So I'll start off with the needs, because of course that's the most important. So if you're gonna play guitar, obviously you're gonna need a guitar. So what I would recommend you do is like go to your local guitar store, whether it's like Long and McQuaid or whatever it is, and just try out the guitars. You don't want to get a guitar that feels too small for you, and you don't want to get a huge guitar that's too big for you. You want to feel very comfortable while you're playing, especially since you're just starting out. Like, you don't want any discomfort in any ways, because you're already going to have enough of that by playing. So from there, in terms of the guitars you can get, they pretty much range from like $300 to $5,000. Please don't buy a $5,000 guitar. Like, just don't do it. Like, you're just setting yourself up. Especially because, just like other things in life, sometimes things aren't for people, and guitar might be one of them. And so if you spend $5,000 on a guitar, I'm gonna laugh at you. But with that said, please just spend like maybe under $1,000 for getting a guitar. And whether it's electric guitar or an acoustic guitar, just remember that if you're starting out, just get a guitar that you're comfortable with. Both will be fine. It doesn't really change much if you're getting an electric versus an acoustic. It really depends on what you do want to do in the future. So when you get to like the intermediate or advanced levels, then maybe you can like debate whether you want to go electric guitar only or acoustic or even both. But they're pretty much the same thing in terms of like just learning to play the guitar. So let's move on from guitars. Obviously there are different types of guitars like Fenders, and my guitar personally is an Epiphone, but we're gonna move away from that. The next thing that you're gonna need is a pick. So this little orange pick in my hand, you can buy them. I think they're like honestly 99 cents or something. Get like 5 of them, because I lose mine all the time, if I'm being honest. And just like your Apple AirPods, like, they're gonna disappear. So I would recommend getting at least 5 of them. And there have been days where I couldn't find any of my picks, so I used like a quarter instead. And honestly, it still worked. Obviously, not as well, but just get a pick. So let's move on from the pick. The next item that you would definitely need is a tuner. So the tuner, I'll show you mine. Mine looks like this. It's a white tuner. It doesn't really matter what type of tuner you get. The tuners will run you about $20 to $30 if you do plan on getting one. They help you tune your guitar. Make sure it's on 440 Hz, which stands for Hertz. And then from there, you'll be able to tune your guitar. The way tuning a guitar works is basically each string. I'll just go through the strings really quickly on the guitar. So the bottom or first string is the E string, the second string is the B string, the third string is the G string, the eighth string is the fifth. Sorry, I messed up the order a little bit there. The fourth string is D, fifth string is A, and then the E string is the sixth string as well. So you have 2 E strings, just so that's not confusing. So from there, you basically use the tuner, and then you make sure that it's in the middle. Honestly, I'll have to make another video specifically for tuning your guitar, since this is a beginner guitar player channel. Some of you might not know how a tuner works exactly, so I'll have a separate video for that. But in the meantime, let's move on to the next piece of equipment that you'll probably need. The next is kind of debatable. It's called a capo. So a capo is one of those things that I personally felt like I didn't really need it at first, until I realized that there are so many different genres of music that the capo can help you with, especially for more, I guess, softer sounding music. It's the best way I can probably put it. So if you're playing a very soft song, for example, if I'm playing my guitar and it's like, you'll kind of want a capo for songs like that. So the capo will basically help you change the key for that song very quickly. And now you're probably thinking, what the heck's a key? Well, that's a separate video. So I'm just gonna move on from that. The capo is very helpful. I wouldn't say it's a must-have 100%, but it's definitely something worth considering. From there, I'm gonna move on to the wants section. So the things that you're gonna want. So one of them, as you can see me fixing my guitar strap, is the guitar strap. So get a guitar strap, honestly. It's not a need, but it's definitely going to be helpful for you if you're ever standing up and playing. And I know that's far-fetched in the future, especially if you're just starting out, as I said, but it's good to have. And then from there, it also helps you balance your guitar. Like even when you're sitting down, like my guitar is not really going anywhere, and even if I move my guitar like this, it's still staying on me. So it's just helpful to keeping your guitar in place. It won't fall out of your lap, whatever it is that you're doing. So having a strap is definitely good. And I say strap, but hold on a minute. This isn't like New York or Chicago. Like, I don't mean that type of strap. So what we're doing next is we're going to go on to the cables. So obviously, if you're going to be an electric guitarist, and in some cases acoustic guitars have plugins as well, you're going to need a cable. So currently my guitar is connected to another want that I'll talk about in a second, but you're going to need a cable if you're going to be going through an amp and you're going to be playing in front of people, or even if you're practicing at home alone, it's nice to have a cable so that you can connect to a tuner. Certain tuners require a cable, some tuners don't. So just having a cable is a good idea. Probably get 2 or 3. Honestly, it's not bad to have backup. From there, the next thing that you'll probably want to get, I would say, is a pedal board. So a pedal board is on the very lowest list of things that you're going to want. The pedal board is mine ran me about $500 to $600 in between there. You can go to Long and McQuaid and look at the prices for them. Some are cheaper, some are more. But my pedal board basically makes my sounds go from normal guitar playing to something else. So for example, I'll show you a really quick run through of what a pedal board can do. So basically, if I'm playing like this, and then my pedal board's actually making that reverb and that a little bit of delay. But if I turn on my distortion with the pedal board, which I couldn't do without the pedal board, you can hear. So if you're into heavy metal, get a pedal board. Just do it. You're gonna need it. But anyways, moving on to the next item. The next thing that you're probably gonna want is an amp. An amp is basically a speaker that your guitar goes into, and you can play basically super loud. And if you want to do that, if you're doing that for your events that you plan to go to in the future, if you want to perform or doing anything like that, or you just want to be loud in your house and wake your parents up because you hate them, that's an option too. So either way, get an amp. It's on the wants list, but it can be kind of a need if you're going to be performing and stuff. But as I said, since you're probably a beginner guitarist, I would stick to the needs for now, and if you want to continue playing guitar, then yeah, you could go from there. The last item that I'll talk about in terms of equipment, you might have guessed it, maybe you didn't. Get a guitar case. Just do it. You're going to be moving around with your guitar, whether it's you're going to lessons for a guitar, sign up for my lessons, or if you're just going to places in general with your guitar, whether you're on the TTC. For those that don't know, that's the Toronto Transit System. If you live in Toronto, you should know this. But just get a guitar case. It makes your life so much easier. You're going to be traveling with your guitar anyways, I assume. So the only reason you wouldn't get a guitar case is if you're staying at home with your guitar all the time and you don't plan to ever go out with your guitar. But even then, it's nice to have a guitar case, because let's say you're moving around your room and you trip over your guitar. It's probably going to break. And if you had a guitar case, it probably wouldn't break. So I'm just saying it might save you some money in the long run. And that's pretty much it for the equipment. So if you're going to be buying equipment, yes, it's going to cost you a bit. But I would say if you're really trying to get into guitar, start with the needs 100% and then move on to the wants. The wants are definitely optional, but then go from there. And I'll see you in the next video. I'm Meldon, and see you then.